Enron Corporation was founded in the year of 1985 in Houston, Texas, through the merger of two gas pipeline companies. And it started out as a traditional energy company, but under leadership of executives like Kenneth Clay and Jeffrey Skilling, no, it quickly transformed into something more. A powerful player in energy trading and financial innovations. Enron didn't just sell electricity or gas. It became known for trading anything from energy to bandwidth, even with their derivatives. They launched Enron Online, a digital platform that allowed them to dominate the energy trading market. And this made the company look futuristic and extremely profitable in the eyes of investors. So by the year of 2000, Enron was reporting more than $100 billion in annual revenues. That's huge. Their assets were estimated to be around $67 billion. They had over 20,000 employees and were considered one of the most admired companies in the US at the time. Their stock price peaked at about $90 per share. But here's the catch. Most of those financials were misleading. Behind those massive numbers was a system of hidden debts and fake profits, covered up through complicated accounting tricks and partnerships called SPEs, or special purpose entities. This allowed them to hide their liabilities from investors and make their business look much stronger than it really was. No? So in short, Enron looked great on paper, powerful, profitable, and innovative, but it was all built on lies. And eventually, in December in the year of 2001, everything came crashing down when the truth came out, so leading to the largest bankruptcy in US history at the time. So, that's a quick overview of Enron's background, from energy giant to corporate disasters. The scandal didn't just destroy the company, but it also ruined the lives of employees, wiped out investor savings, and lead to major reforms in corporate governance like the Sarbanes-Oxley Act.
Number 2. Relevant business cases. Several of the 20 business cases list could be applied to the Enron scandal analysis. Digital transformation. Enron was a pioneer in using technologies in complex financial models, but this is also facilitated its accounting fraud. Merger and acquisition. Enron's aggressive growth strategy involved numerous merger and acquisition, some of which masked its financial problems. Downsizing. While not the primary cause of Enron's downfall, subsequent downsizing efforts occurred after the scandal was revealed. Equity investments. Enron's use of special purpose entities (SPEs) involved equity investment structure to hide debt and inflate profit. Artificial intelligence. While not directly applicable, the sophisticated financial modeling could be considered a type of early AI application, although its application was measured in this case.
These are the question number 3. So what were the main problems of your assigned company before their downfall for Enron and Nokia, or merging BDO and FPCI Bank, and the Robinson and BPI banks? Enron, before downfall, accounting fraud, used market accounting and hide hidden liabilities via special purpose entities, or SPEs, to falsify profitability. Corporate governance failure executives like CFO Andre Fasto had conflicts of interest, exploiting financial structures for personal gain. The weak oversight internal auditors Arthur Andersen failed to flag deceptive practice. Toxic work culture, short-term profits were prioritized, punishing ethical dissent and encouraging risky behavior. So Nokia, before downfall, the strategic misjudgment refused to adopt Android in stock with the outdated Symbians or OS. Innovation lag, R&D fell behind competitors like Apple, limiting their ability to compete in the smartphone era. The internal disarray, reorganization lead to inefficiency, slow decision-making, and fragmented teams. Late market response, the late entry into the touchscreen smartphone segment proved disastrous. So the BDO and Equitable PCI Bank before merger, size and capital disparity, or EPCI, was financially larger, sparking concern about BDO's ability to absorb it. The shareholder conflicts, legal disputes, and boardroom tension delay merger progress. The Robinsons Bank and BPI before merger, they have limited scope. Robinsons Bank had modest digital capabilities and a smaller client base. They have strategic alignment. Gokongwei Group opted to integrate banking interests for efficiency and scale. They have financial strain. The declining returns and debt made independent operation less sustainable. The need for digital upgrade, BPI saw value in acquiring GoTime's digital edge via Robinson Bank and Holdings.
So this is a question number 4. So we have unveiling the Enron saga. So the Enron saga is scandal involved a massive fraud scheme that led to the downfall of the once celebrated energy company. It was revealed that Enron had used fraudulent accounting practices. So this is a fraud ultimate lead to the company's bankruptcy in 2001. So causing huge financial losses for investor and employees. So the next is investors' perspective. So investment view is describes an investor's perspective on the market and how they perceive the cost versus benefits of a potential investments. And a person's investments view will vary depending on the depth of macroeconomic factors. So the underlying fundamentals of a particular investments and the investor own risk profile and available funds to invest. Employees' perspective. So this is from an employee's perspective. Many factors contribute to job satisfactions and a positive work experience. So employees' values and sense belonging, respect, and opportunities for growth and development within the organization. So therefore, employees values transparency, open-mindedness, and opportunities for collaboration and relationship building. The auditor's perspective. So audits are a systematic process to review and improve an organization's governance, control, and risk management processes. So auditors use their expertise to assess the accuracy of financial records, identify potential risks, and ensure compliance with relevant regulations. So their rule is essential for maintaining the integrity of financial markets and building investors' confidence. And then the legal perspective. So it is considered relevant laws, regulations, and legal precedents to assess whether something is permissible, prohibited, or subject to specific legal consequences. So this is a perspective is essential for understanding potential legal risks, ensuring compliance, and navigating complex legal frameworks.
Market-to-market accounting. It said that Enron used market-to-market accounting to register potential exit gains upon signing the deal. Despite unprofitable broadband services, which should immediate revenue from long-term contracts. Special Purpose Entities or SPS. It said that Enron utilizes SPS to consult rising debt, shifting liabilities of its balance sheet and enhancing its creditworthiness, such as purchasing assets like underperforming stock and investments. Next is corporate governance reforms. Say that the Sarbanes-Oxley Act was enacted to strengthen auditing rules, increase penalties for illegal financial behavior, and strengthen corporate board independence following an incident. Next, a financial overview. Enron's rapid growth and energy sector was due to innovative energy trading and aggressive accounting, but its financial stability was a result of complex financial structure and partnership. The next is safeguarding financial integrity. It said that the Enron scandal exposed financial deception and accounting malpractice, underscoring the importance of maintaining financial integrity for regulatory compliance and sustainable corporate practices, educating auditors, regulators, and investors.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Christella Joyce J. Adorna from FM4C. So, question number 5. What was the financial status of the company before its downfall for Enron and Nokia? So, Enron before its downfall in late 2001, Enron appeared to be a highly successful and profitable company. It reported revenues of over 100 billion in 2000 and was considered one of the largest energy companies in the world. Enron used complex accounting practices na nag-i-include ng mark-to-market accounting which allowed it to book project future profits as yung kanilang current income. Ito yung nagpa-inflate ng kanilang financial statements. So, the company had significant off-balance sheet debt which was not fully disclosed to investors. This hidden debt masked the true financial health of the company. So, Enron's stock price peaked at around $90 per share in mid-2000 na nagre-reflect sa kanilang investors' confidence. This was based on manipulated financial reports. So, yung truth about sa Enron's financial practice collapse began to unravel into late 2001, leading to bankruptcy in December 2001, which was one of the largest bankruptcies in US history at that time. So next is Nokia. Nokia's financial status before its decline in the early 2000s or 2010s was characterized by a significant drop in market share and revenues, particularly in the smartphone segments. So yung Nokia was once the leading mobile phone manufacturers, pero nag-failed ito to adapt to the smartphone revolution, losing ground to the competitors like Apple and Samsung. So by 2011, Nokia's market share had significantly decreased and its revenue were declining. The company reported a net loss of $1.4 billion in the second quarter of 2012. So yung Nokia's decision na mag-stick with its Symbian operating system instead na mag-transition to more modern platforms like Android contributed to its decline. So in 2014, Nokia's Devices and Services division was acquired by Microsoft for $7.2 billion, marking a significant shift in the company's strategy. So, both Enron and Nokia ay nag-face ng severe financial challenges before their respective downfalls na nag-driven by a combination of poor management decisions, failure to adapt to the market changes, and misleading financial practices. That's all. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Rose Anpia Polinar from BSBA FM4C. So now, I will answer the question number 6. The main person responsible for downfall of Enron and Nokia or emerging BDO and EPCI banks. For BDO SM groups, the responsible person is Teresita C. Coson, Vice Chair of BDO, spearheaded the acquisition. Henry C. Sr., patriarch of the SM Group, backed the acquisition financially. For APCI shareholder factions, the Go family, SSS, GSIS played rules in the sales of shares. Regulatory approval from Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas was crucial. Thank you.
Good day. I introduce myself. I am Kay Cabano and from the group 1. So the question is, what is the current situation of Enron Corporation? So the Enron Corporation is no longer a viable business following one of the biggest corporate fraud scandals in American history. It filed for bankruptcy in December year of 2001. So as of year of 2025, the company is in the following state: defunct since 2001. The New York Stock Exchange delisted it after the majority of its assets were sold. So the remaining share continued to function as Enron Creditors Recovery Corporation, with the express intent of paying back creditors. After allocating the remaining funds, that organization was likewise dissolved in year of 2019. So when it comes to legal repercussions, executives such as Andrew Fastow and Jeffrey Skilling were found guilty and sentenced to prison. Enron's accounting firm, Arthur Andersen, was convicted of obstructing justice and promptly went out of business.
If I had been employed by Enron, I would have suggested strict adherence to accounting standards, putting to practice ethical and transparent accounting procedure that strictly adhere to GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles, independent oversight, to guarantee the accuracy and transparency of financial reporting. Strong internal controls and independent auditing should be established. Training in ethics and leadership in a company culture, promoting a culture that values moral conduct and opens over reckless risk-taking and quick profit. Enhance board oversight to guarantee efficient management insight. The board of directors' roles in being strengthened. Risk disclosure, being open and truthful with investors about the financial risk facing the company. If this action had been taken sooner, they might have been able to stop Enron's disastrous collapse and the harm it caused to workers and investors.